Hi everyone, I'm Lizzie, and today we will be talking about how to parse NBA stats with Openpyxl, which of course you can use any data you want, but basketball is pretty fun, I think, so I hope you agree. And we're going to look up the stats of two corresponding players and see which player is better based on that stat. About myself, I'm a recent graduate of Bryn Mawr College in computer science from May. And I'm currently a developer evangelist at Twilio in San Francisco, great city. And I like Python, people, and Pikachu, which you can probably tell from my Twitter handle at Lizzie Pika. Okay. So, first off, what is this mysterious Python module? Should I use like a Slytherin GIF instead, I wonder? But I'm really excited, and I'm a Gryffindor, so. So, why should you care about Openpyxl? Openpyxl is a Python module that lets you write Python programs to read and modify Excel spreadsheet files. This is helpful if you work with Excel 2010 files like .xlsx, but there are other files Openpyxl works with. Of course, you don't just need to use Excel. You can also use alternatives that run on Windows, OS X, and Linux, like LibreOffice Calc, which you can download at libreoffice.org, or OpenOffice Calc, you can download at openoffice.org. And they work with Excel's .xlsx file. This talk will have images using Excel, but if you wanted, you could try these. Okay. So, for example, you might have the extremely fun task of copying specific data from one spreadsheet to another, or maybe you have to look through thousands of rows and pick out just a few to make small modifications based on some criteria, or maybe you have to look through hundreds of spreadsheets searching for any that are in the red or something. Now I ask you, why do those when you can have Python do it for you? And that's me thinking about doing any of those tasks. Okay, so you probably already have pip installed on your machines, but if you don't, you can download it at pip.pypa.io, and on the command line you would run pip install Openpyxl. Okay. Openpyxl code. First, to work with books and spreadsheets, you would import the library from Openpyxl, import workbook, and create a workbook. And you would get the active sheet, because workbooks can have multiple sheets. And you can also change the tab's background color, which is white by default, give the worksheet a name, loop through worksheets, and create copies of worksheets. So here we set the title to PyBay Rocks, we change the tab color to kind of a bluish color, and then we make a copy, which you can see there. You can also loop through sheets in the workbook and like do for sheet in WB and then get the sheet title. You can get sheet names or get sheet name of one. Lots of methods to play with. You can also write to sheets. Here we assign the first cell, A1, to be Annie Easley, an American computer scientist, mathematician, and rocket scientist. You can also do the same thing in the next line with the .cell method, which lets you access cells with row and column notation. This line, line number 2, sets row 1, column 2 to contain Captain Johnson of Hidden Figures NASA fame. And then let's say that's kind of tedious even for Python. You can pass an array and append it to the sheet. So the next row, second row, which has cells A2, B2, and C2, will be assigned other famous women in tech. I kind of love this slide. Yeah. Okay. And that is what you would get in your Excel sheet. Annie Easley in cell A1, Katherine Johnson in cell A2, and the array in the second row. Okay. Referencing cells. You could use the sheet's cell method and pass it row 1 and column equals 2 to get you the cell object. But that's not what is contained in the cell. So you would have to use dot value. Now you probably thought you could just write text to a spreadsheet, but you can also write images. And we would import image, pass it to one that's saved to your machine, and add it to Excel sheet, like so. That is in cell A1, but it is blocking other cells. Okay. You can also overwrite a sheet, and you'll have to trust me on this because I wrote this code last night. So importing date time now would not give us this time at this very moment. But trust me that cell A2 would no longer be Grace Hopper. It would be the current time and date. Okay. You can also use Excel formulas in Openpyxl. Here we set this cell to be the sum of 8 and 8. And, oh yeah, I used 8 because it's a lucky number in Chinese culture. And I just saw Crazy Rich Asians. If you haven't seen it, you should. Oh, because 8 is ba, and that sounds like fortune in Chinese. And as you can see, cell A1 has the sum of 8 and 8. Oh, you can take a picture if you want. Okay. Moving on to data. Can I? Okay. So if you go to this site, can I visit it in? Okay, I'm having trouble like visiting it, but if you go there, you would be able to see a lot of cool different data sets like NASA, Reddit, Amazon. I wanted to look at UFOs, really fun stuff. Of course, we will be looking at basketball data, so that will be us very soon. So we got the data from stats.nba.com, and it's regular season data per game. So James Harden did not score 35.4 points the whole season. That was his average per game this past season. There are 540 rows, meaning there are 540 players in our data set. And we can see how players did for specific data points like games played, wins, losses, minutes played per game, average points per game, field goals made or attempted, and their percentage, and 3-point shots made, etc. And to format it, this was in a Google Sheet. You can file, download as, Excel spreadsheet. Okay. So we will be using Flask and Twilio to make an app that sees which of two players is better at a particular stat. This was inspired by my brother's friends being like, Lizzie, you don't know basketball. And they'd be like, oh, tell me blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know. So you can stealthily go on your phone and look it up, and no one will know. Shh, I won't tell. Okay. And before we code some of this app live, what is Twilio? If you don't know, Twilio provides a wide range of APIs to make your lives as developers easier. We'll be using the SMS API to send and receive text messages. And though you can use almost any language you want, you can probably guess what we'll be using. Python. Okay. And Flask, if you haven't used it, is a popular Python micro web framework. If you don't have it yet, you can pip install it. Okay. Now let's dig into some code. Okay. Is this big enough? Wait, is that? Okay. Is this big enough? Okay.
Can you make it smaller?
It's better?
Yeah.
You can nod. Okay. Okay. So first we import Twilio, Flask, and Openpyxl. And this parse data method takes in a stat, and that will be like wins, losses, minutes, which were the columns of our data set. And we only want to search one column, the column of the stat that was passed as a parameter to this function, and we'll search every player. And of course, first we load workbook, just called nbstats.xls. Have it saved, and access the first sheet, sheet 1, and then we're going to loop through row in values and yield row of player column and row of stat call. What does this do? This iterates through the row's values once and returns the player and the corresponding stat that we want to look up for that player. Wait, I think this should be value. Yeah. Okay, we have our Flask app. It's pointing at a server, and it has get and post permissions. Now, the send SMS method is the core of this project, and we're going to take in an incoming message, and we want to process that message. So like, you, the audience, there is audience participation, will send in 2 players, first and last name, and then we want to parse that. So let's split it up by white space. And then this is just the outbound message. Let's say the incoming message isn't what we want. You will get back this message so you know what to send. And then after we split the message, we want to check that it is okay. So it will be about 5. That's the length because we have 2 players, first and last name, and the stat. And then we want to parse that so we know that that is the last one. And player 1 is, let's join player and stat. And I think it's :2 to be the first 2 of the list. And then player 2, you can probably guess, would be similar. And stat. And that would be the opposite to :. Okay. 22. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that would be not declare player and stat. Okay, thank you. Live coding, everyone. Okay. Player and stat. This looks good to me, I think. Okay, now we're going to create a dictionary with the method we made above. Parse data of stat. And we want to make that a dictionary. Caught that one. Dict. Then player 1 stats. We'll use that. Player. I cannot type today. Dot get player 1. You can guess what player 2 stats will be. My teammate told me to use VS Code this week, and I'm just still getting used to it. So if you have any recommendations or suggestions, let me know. Stats. Okay. So this checks that the players exist in our columns that we're searching for. If so, we compare the cell value and send an SMS based on those players and statistic. And we insert values into strings with format. So player 1 would be 0, player 2 would be 1, stat would be 3, wait, 0, 1, 2, stat would be 2. Zero-based counting can be tough. Player 1 stats would be 3, and player 2 stats would be 4. Okay, and Let's run our app. True. Okay. Something I like about VS Code is it has a built-in terminal. That's confusing. Python PyBay.py. Okay. It is running, I think. So let's make sure everything looks good. Now, we can go back here. And audience participation, if you take out your phones and text this number, 240-219-8265, text it to different players, first and last names both, and the stat that you want to compare. You can do points, rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, games played, presented, all abbreviated. And if you're confused about what to send exactly, you can send anything and it will tell you the stats you can search. And if you get a text back, no text back. Back to VS Code. All right. Let's try this. Text back, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got it back.
Okay. You can keep them coming, try different ones, impress all of your friends. I know that's my plan for next year. Okay. So, what have we done? Now you know how to create a workbook and worksheet, set different aspects of a sheet like title and tab color. You can make a copy of a sheet or write to new and existing ones. You can overwrite cells with different data, write images to a sheet, use formulas, and of course, parse NBA statistics. Okay, so that's all for me today. You can find out more at openpyxl.readthedocs.io. This code will be on my GitHub, and you can find the link from this presentation after the conference. My email, you have my social media. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions? Yes.
I'm sorry, maybe I missed it, but does Openpyxl connect directly to Google Drive or like Google Sheets? So it handles all of that for you?
You can use Google Sheets to export to Excel.
Okay, so it has to be on a flat file on your disk. Okay.
Anyone else? Oh, sorry. Recorder.
Yeah, I missed how you did the actual texting. I saw Flask. I thought you were going to run it in a browser. But how did you actually do the texting?
That's the Twilio part.
Oh.
So I had to serve it in the background.
I had a question. Does it work with the very, very big spreadsheets or not? Or is there like limitation in terms of?
Not that, I'm pretty sure it can, but I haven't like tested it. I know probably other people have online.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Anyone else? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.